I want to introduce you guys in America to an incredible Torah personality of Eretz Yisrael, Mordechai Norgashel. He has a Kuzari, a beautiful sefer, and he has a pirush on it. He's one of the leading Kiruv Rebbeim of Eretz Yisrael. Again, Mordechai Norgashel. He asks an incredible question. Guys, we have a Mesorah, right? We know there's a Mesorah of the Torah. This week's parsha is Parshas Kabbalah Satorah, Parshas Yisro. And we know the Torah, the Animamim, the Rambam lays it out for us that Animamim b'emunah shleima shezoy satorah lo tei muchlefes lo tei Torah cheres meisa bari shmo. And this is the Torah hamatzuya atov yedeno hiya natsuna Moshe Rabbeinu v'shalom. This is the Torah. It says Mordechai Norgashel, wait a second. There's a game called Broken Telephone. We all know how it goes. It starts off one kid saying to another kid, everyone's played this in their kids' birthday parties, but in Broken Telephone, no one's trying to mess everybody up, but in general, the message gets changed, right? We all know ourselves. You try to tell your son to do something and he comes back with something totally different from the store, right? How do we know that hasn't happened with our Mesorah? How is it possible? It says Mordechai Norgashel, I'm going to give you 7 ideas. I'm not going to give you all 7, but he says there's 7. I'm going to share with you a few of them, but I'm going to share with you also how it's, I think, in this week's parsha. It says in this week's parsha, right? If you look at Rishon, Yisro, what did Yisro hear? Yisro hears Kriyas Yamsuf, Muhammad Amalek, and that's why it's next to Parshas Beshalach. We ended up with the Parshas of Amalek, and again here we go with Parshas Beshalach, with Parshas Yisro. Yisro hears. Yisro, if you look, and again, the guys who have been in my Vad know, I'm very into the idea of Ein Muktim Mucha B'Torah. Tomorrow in Pesachim, it's Chazal. The question is, we all know there's Ein Muktim Mucha B'Torah, and there's no chronological order in the Torah, but there's a reason that it's written this way in the Torah. But if you look with Pirush Rashi in this week's Parsha, Rishon starts Yisro coming right after Malchamas Amalek. We're before Kriyas Satorah, we're before Kabbalah Satorah. Comes Sheni and Shlishi, it starts by Himi Macharas. What's Macharas? What? Rashi tells us after Yom Kippur. It's after the Luchos Shniyos. That means we've gone through Shavuos, we've gone through Shivas with Tammuz with the broken Luchos, right? We've gone through Rosh Chodesh El with Moshe Rabbeinu being mispal for Klal Yisrael, and finally the Yom Kippur where Kadosh Baruch Hu forgave Klal Yisrael, and Moshe Rabbeinu comes down in Yom Kippur with the Luchos Shniyos, and Vahim Macharas is the day after Moshe Rabbeinu was sitting down with the freshly given Torah to Klal Yisrael, and Yisro sees, what's going on? What's going on? You have people waiting. And Yisro establishes the system of Sari, Alafim, Sari, Meo, Sari, Chamishim, Sari, Asaras, and this is what we have for Klal Yisrael. Comes Revi'i, and we're also on the Maimon Sinai. So what is the Muktam and Mucha B'Torah? What's the order over here? Why is the Torah telling us this whole story of Yisro before Maimon Sinai, right? The Sheni and Shlishi of this week's parsha, the second and third aliyahs, the Chara, are way out of order. So what's important for us to know? I think it's this idea of Mordechai Norgashel he's sharing with us over here. When you have this game of broken telephone we're talking about, where a kid says one word to another word, that doesn't happen in Klal Yisrael. What happens in Klal Yisrael is that every mitzvah, and this is Sefer Chinuch brings down, or Dessler stresses this, that the most mitzvahs are given with maisim. Therefore, if you tell someone, here's a shofar, he's not just saying a shofar, he's giving a shofar. This is a shofar. And another thing is, it's not just the shofar, there's a Masechta that goes along. Masechta Rosh Hashanah tells us about the shofar, and then we have the halachas of a shofar. And therefore, that's passed on. And therefore, right away, he says, what am I supposed to do with it? What am I going to do with it? You're going to do something with it every single year. And you know what? Not just you. I'm telling 1,000 people, right? And then there's another 100 people, and then there's 50 people, and there's 10 people. Everyone is in charge of getting this straight and passing it on. And therefore, it's a whole different idea of Mesorah, right? It's not just that. There's incredible schar that goes with it. And there's an incredible message because it's the Dvar Hashem. This is part of the Mesorah. And this is what I believe, right? That there's this Yisro's contribution to Klal Yisrael. It's just not that the famous verse, Yishma Yisro, he heard, he acted upon what he heard, but he also ensured, before Kabbalah Satorah, we know that the Torah we have, with Yisro's system of the Sari, for the 1,000, for the 100, for the 50, for the 10, it's not just there to make it convenient for Moshe Rabbeinu. It's there to ensure, right, that we have so many people involved with the Mesorah HaTorah of every single halacha in the Torah. And no matter where you are, you realize in Beis Yisrael also, it's that you had a yeshiva with every Rebbe is part of an incredible Mesorah. And hopefully wherever you have gone to the different yeshivas, the alumni have gone to great yeshivas also with Mesorahs, right? And the Rabbanim that you go to, the shuls, they also have Mesorahs, Rebbe, Rebbe, the Talmud, and Mesorahs through our families, that we go all the way back. Smechin kinitsinasan misinai, because we have the system that there's no one person with this responsibility. It's Klal Yisrael that has the suchus of carrying it, of carrying this incredible Mesorah. That there's no broken telephone over here. Every single person knows. A couple weeks ago when we had end of Parshas Bo, I asked the guys in the Vad, what do we have? The Parsha of Tefillin. If you look in Shvi, in Parshas Bo, we have two of the Parshas of Tefillin. Ma'in Tefillin to Yetzias Mitzrayim, right? And it's written right there. The Parsha Tefillin, right at the end of Parshas Bo. I was telling the guys, when you give someone something that's very precious, we have our tefillin. Inside the tefillin, there's something very, very special. And the Eretz Hashem, when your kids are going to be bar mitzvahs, you're going to give them tefillin, you're going to tell them that tefillin, there's something inside here. You know what's written inside here? It's Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. And it's also written about Yetzias Mitzrayim. It's written that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has made us the Am Segula, has given us the Torah. It's something that is inside. It's something that's very precious. It's something that we have to guard. And Mamela, it's not just another thing to do to keep us busy, Chas v'Shalom. It's our Mesorah. It's precious to us. It's something you put by your heart. When it's tefillin, it's by your heart. It's by your mind. And it's in every single action we have. But as Hashem, we also have to make ourselves part of this Mesorah. No matter where, you guys remember the Vad, that's part of coming to Eretz Yisrael. We're establishing ourselves as a link in this incredible chain through our Rebbeim, through our parents, and Eretz Hashem to our children, and to our Talmidim, to their Rebbeim. Eretz Hashem, you should guys have this incredible Parshas Yisrael, the Parshas of Kabbalah Torah, and it should also be Zoche, Talei Musha, Mapicha, Pizaracha, Pizar Zaracha, Me'atov Yad Oilam. Guys, take care. Great Shabbos.